I'll be watching you. I'll be watching every single day. I'll be watching you. I'll be watching you. I'll be watching you. How's it going there, buddy? I brought you some water there. Oh yeah, you can get that there. You can talk and all that fun stuff like that. You just.
So first of all, you owe me candy.
Well, you know, I would with the economy.
What is all this for?
I like your videos. They're real nice. Real
Videos?
Nice. They're real like on the internet that you do.
Oh. You were the Spooky Spud 1 subscriber.
I was. I commented on every video.
So why do this?
I miss your videos. I missed you as a person.
But it's kind of hard to make videos with Donald when he died of that rogue leg cramp.
Sorry to hear that. It'd be a real bummer to die of a rogue leg cramp like that. So I know you normally do videos, but the Wi-Fi down here, it's not great. What with us being in the Adirondacks and all. So I got some cards that thought we could do a little fun video for the internet, just like the old days.
So you want to do the freak critique with cards, and not spooky cryptid videos.
Yeah.
And you'll let me go if I do review these cards with you.
In a manner of speaking, yeah.
Well, what kind of cards do we have here today?
We got my favorite. It's True Crime.
True Crime 2.
True Crime 2, well, True Crime 1 was so good. I liked it so much, they had to do 2.
Why did they make True Crime trading cards? These have G-Men. What are G-Men?
They're, the government. Like the people are probably out looking for you right now.
Mass murderers, serial killers, and gangsters. So these are actual real-life murderers and whatnot that they made, like, Pokemon cards out of.
Yep.
I don't know, it's just kind of odd to me. It just seems a little insensitive to make true crime, like, actual killers and stuff. Like merchandise.
I like the representation. Well, I hope you really get into this and give it your all.
I will certainly do my best, Mr.
You gotta do the intro. For old time's sake. Just like your old friend Donald. May he rest in peace.
I'm Stan. This is, and you were, Alex, and welcome to the Freak Critique. We're Spooky Spuds here in the basement. Nice crawl space. And we're gonna be reviewing some true crime cards on this episode of the Freak Critique.
I like to call it the murder hall.
So, would you like to do the honors there?
On this first True Crime 2 here. Let's see what we get. It's always an exciting time. So first up, we have The Uprising. And that's a picture of Los Angeles.
The Uprising?
With some fire.
Why is it The Uprising? What does it say?
Learn a little bit about The Uprising. On April 29th, 1992, despite video evidence that clearly showed unarmed African-American motorist Rodney King being beaten by 4 white police officers, Simi Valley's nearly all-white jury acquitted the 4 of assault. Los Angeles citizens, already fed up with such cases of police abuse of power, reacted to the verdict with violent anger.
All right.
There's a lot of text on the back of these. There's apparently 110 cards, 4 bonus cards, and 1 hologram card.
I hope we get the holographic one.
I really hope so.
I hope you're the holographic one.
Me too.
Wow, this is fascinating. That's interesting. I don't understand how that fits into mass murders or government. I guess government.
People
maybe.
died.
Yeah, I mean, it's a horrible tragedy that happened. Like, it shouldn't acquit guilty people.
Yeah.
All right, I guess I'll go next.
Lay that out there.
Then we have Seaman Right. I don't know what that means yet.
You got feathers.
Yeah, it's got feathers.
Some more blood, I guess, behind it.
The Humboldt Bay region of Northern California was home to several tribes of Indians, including... Alex, I don't know if we could do these.
You don't have to read it all.
I don't like...
About the first
no, I mean... All right. During the mid-1800s, European-American settlers, some of them spillovers from the 1849 gold rush, began to usurp these lands, provoking hostile reactions from the original residents. When California became a state in 1850, many whites urged adoption of the U.S. government policy of confining tribespeople to reservations. In 1859, tension between the two ethnic groups in the Humboldt County town of Eureka were so high that settlers asked the state governor to order military to confine all local Indians to reservations. Hoping for a compromise, he did not act upon the request. So, let's skip ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
The local Humboldt Times denounces the mass... Oh, okay.
You skipped right to mass killing. I think you missed the middle.
Yeah, I missed a bit.
But there might be an important thing in the middle.
All right. A county judge then authorized volunteer troops, led by Seaman Wright, to assault any local Indians suspected of theft.
Oh, no. That's
late in the night of February 26, 1860, 3 armed groups of white men silently entered 2 Indian villages on the mainland and, wielding axes and knives, they murdered everybody in their beds.
That's not good.
That's a horrible, horrible tragedy, my friend.
Horrible, horrible tragedy. Let's learn about Nathaniel White here. Well, looks like a mugshot. Nathaniel White was born in 1960 in Albany, New York, one of 5 children. A lackluster student, he graduated from high school in 1979. White worked at various jobs and lived in Goshen with a girlfriend. When in 1986, he was charged with 3 robberies. In March 1991, the body of a young woman was discovered stabbed to death. In April, White's parole was revoked after he tried to abduct a 16-year-old girl whom he had given the lift. He was charged with felony kidnapping and assault. The charges were lessened this time to misdemeanor unlawful imprisonment. White received 9 months to be served concurrently with 12 months for violating parole.
These are awful.
These are very awful.
Who would make these?
It's a good question. That's a bummer.
Oh yeah, well all of these are kind of a
sexual
bummer.
assault, so I don't know about that.
Yeah, well we got 2 racial ones.
We got 2 race ones
and then a sexual assault.
Sexual assault of children.
I think we're not gonna get this monetized.
Probably
all right.
not.
The Interstate Murders.
Interstate, but why is interstate in quotation marks?
Because it's not quite the interstate. On a map of America's heartland, interstates 75 and 71 from a giant wishbone with Cincinnati at the bottom. The busy trail roads, the bodies of 62 women, many of them prostitutes, having been found beaten and strangled. It's believed the killings in 1982 in Indiana, the most recent victim found in so it went from 1982 to 1992. Oh my gosh.
It's a lot.
Oh yeah. Similar to the 49 unresolved Green River killings in Washington, the 10 unsolved San Diego killings in California, all the interstate victims are women and prostitutes. You already said that, Card.
Yep. I had to make sure.
All right. This isn't fun. Yeah. I'm not having a good time, are you?
It's interesting.
I don't know what we expected.
Me neither. All right, we got Norman Collins. Apparently no face on this one, just some books. Norman John Collins was born in 1947 in Michigan. His mother married 3 times, and one of his stepfathers was an alcoholic who often beat the children. Starting off just on a high note there.
Yeah. So you've really given this video a note of levity, haven't you?
Yeah, this is really just keeping in the same direction pretty much.
Good job, Al.
When Collins was a teen, he caught his elder sister with a strange man and beat them both severely. After high school, he enrolled at Eastern Michigan University. In July 1967, a female student vanished. Her body was found a month later, stabbed, raped, and mutilated. A man of Collins' description appeared at the mortuary asking to photograph the body. Oh no.
Okay,
what the heck?
That's a little bit too far.
Oh no.
All of it's too far, but like, where do you have the gall? How do you have the balls to murder someone and then be like, hey, do you mind if I take a couple pictures? Oh my gosh. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, Collins' uncle, a state police colonel, returned from vacation and reported suspicious stains in his cellar. They were innocuous, but hair found at the site matched that on the last victim. 1969, Collins was convicted of murder and sentenced to 20 years to life. And that is after 5 killings.
5 murders?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's, yeah.
All right.
Paul Lee did the art on that one.
Oh, good for Paul Lee. I bet he slapped that on his resume.
Yeah, I bet he said, I did Norman Collins.
I don't know. How would you say that, Al?
Estes Keffer.
I don't know much about him.
I don't either.
I don't know. Well, I think that they got through all the well-known ones in True Crime 1.
Probably true. Probably true.
All right. I didn't know there would be a book on the back either.
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit less.
Yeah.
Than a novel. And
maybe some stats.
Yeah, how tall were these guys? How tall was the Uprising?
Oh. All right. In mid-1951, Estes Kiefer and others left the Senate Crime Investigation Committee to work on the proposed anti-crime legislation, including the creation of Federal Crime Commission and a ban on interstate transmission of racing results. I don't know what that means.
I'm assuming for horse races.
I guess.
They're like, kids these days, we got to ban the horse race results. They're just telegraphing them all over the place there, buddy.
The committee ran on through December 1951 with Senator Herbert O'Connor as chair. The continued hearings actually weakened Kiefer's ability to pass legislation, which died in an unsympathetic Congress. So this guy is a government man.
Yeah, it's just like a government.
I love how he ran for president.
Murderer, murders, completely unsolved. Murderer, more murder, massive riots, and then we have this guy was a senator who didn't get much done. Very nice.
I'm gonna skim the rest, see if there's anything interesting.
Given that we've never heard
he
of
ran
him, probably not.
I mean, he ran for president.
Did he win?
No.
I gotta know.
He did not win.
He won in our hearts.
He lost twice. Never
mind. He's a bum. Throw him out.
He was an independent, progressive voice in the Senate. He died of a heart attack in 1963. This guy is just literally somebody from Congress.
Yeah,
like
that's a senator is what you have there.
Yeah.
We have murders, unsolved murders, more murders.
Yeah.
Both of these having to do with children.
Yeah, we'll do unsolved murders here in the middle.
There we go.
And then we've got murders.
Murders specifically having to do with children, which is not good. And then we have unsolved murders, and then we have violent political events. And then we have some guy.
This guy, yeah, he was in the Senate, everybody.
He was in the Senate for a little bit.
Wow. He did it. At least it wasn't another horrible thing that made me sad.
I'm pretty sure we'll get back on track here with Anna Genovese.
Okay, I'm going to say the suspense on whether these people are going to be just normal government people, like senators.
Or like actual murderers.
Or like horrible people is killing me.
So far, we've got
literally
real good. In 1932, Vito Genovese married his second wife, Anna Patillo, just 12 days after her husband was strangled to death. I think I know which direction we're going with this card.
Oh, really? You think so?
Possibly. Anna Genovese was a partner in Vito's rackets. In 1937, while Vito hid out to Italy, she stayed behind and ran his New York City Italian lottery, which grossed more than $1 million a year. Back when that was a substantial amount of money.
Yeah, it's the inflation these days, you know.
Until America entered the war, that would be the Second World War.
I see.
They didn't say that in the card anywhere. They just said the war.
The big one.
The war.
The big old war.
The one. Anna frequently visited Vito in Italy, and each time she carried a suitcase containing over $100,000 in cash. When Vito returned home in 1947, he moved his family to a palatial New Jersey mansion. Good old New Jersey. Soon the Genovese relationship showed the strain on of the couple's 10-year separation. Vito had gotten used to playing the field, quote unquote.
What does that mean?
We're about to get to that. So he regularly brought women home and bedded them upstairs while Anna cooked in the kitchen. That's what that means. It means he slept with a lot of other people that weren't his wife.
So is she a murderer? Like, she go in the murderer category over here?
I don't think so.
She said she strangled her husband. Or was
No, her first husband was strangled to death.
Okay.
It doesn't clarify that she did it.
So now that's a mobster. That's a new category. We'll put him over here, and you can put the mobsters over there.
Put the mobsters over. I think that's what she is.
Because that's the only thing I could. What did the package say? Did the package say anything about mobsters?
Yeah, it's the gangsters.
Oh, okay. So that's a gangster, I'd say.
After the divorce, and so she divorces her husband after he decides to wed the latest person he slept with.
Well, as you
and
do,
she doesn't
want to do.
And she doesn't want to get murdered, so she files for divorce. After that, she had half interest in a Greenwich Village transvestite club. And then,
Alex,
hang on, we're getting to the best part. On June 19th, 1953, her partner, Steve Francesi, was found brutally strangled in his car. A grim reminder to Anna to never talk in public again. Very cool.
Well, that
not
was
really, but
not as horrible as the others, but it's pretty bad.
Somewhere in the middle between these two.
Yeah, well, it's the gangster area.
The gangster pile.
All right, now we got Liz Renee.
Yep.
By the time Mickey Cohen was released from prison in 1956, his racket belonged to Jack Dragna. Cohen then pushed the narcotics for Joe.
Who are any of these people?
I don't know. I wish that it would be...
We started out in the middle of a story here. Like how,
Alex, are these in order?
Old Joey I think they actually are, because it says here, next card 43, Thomas Lucchese.
Because it do they like...
So I don't know if they're telling a story in some... In at least some cases, I think there's a connected string of cards that you need to collect.
So this is another gangster wife.
So that's another gangster wife.
Yeah.
We'll slap her up here.
Slap her over there.
All right. Let's look at Jerry Geisler here.
Okay, let's play a game at home. Murderer, gangster, or politician, or all three. All three could happen.
Go ahead. I want to hear your guess on Jerry Geisler here, because I have mine.
I'm going to guess government, man.
Yeah, that's what my guess is, politician.
Yeah.
But let's see. We're starting strong. In April 1958, Lana Turner's 14-year-old daughter, Cheryl Crane, knifed her mother's lover, mobster Jerry Stompanato, after he threatened Turner's life. As Stompanato bled to death on the floor, Turner called lawyer Jerry Geisler before she called a doctor. Oh, this is actually tied back to... Because it says at the bottom, see card 31, Liz Renee.
Oh, hey, and there's Jack Dragana.
And there's Jack Dragana right there.
It's the same...
Yeah, because he helped defend the Turner family against a $726,000 lawsuit by Stampanato's father, which was settled out of court for $20,000.
Huh.
He's aided in this by Donnie's old boss, mobster Mickey Cohen.
Mickey Cohen, I bet he's going to be in here again. Yeah, so those are all connected.
Very nice. Geisler died in 1962.
You need to throw these up on your wall of crazy when you get a chance.
Absolutely. We're going to get a wall of crazy going for this right here.
All right, and so this is obviously another gangster, Jack Dragana. Dragna? Good old Jackie Drag, as they used to call him. All right, yeah, this is just more of that same story. Maybe I'll read it later.
We'll collect that story, and we'll get it going.
We'll review.
Yeah, who do you think Tony Accardo is?
Let me take a look.
If you just had to look at him here.
Gangster. He's got to be.
Gangster.
He's got the trilby.
Look at that hat and that smirk.
Yeah, that's a gangster. If I've ever seen one.
He was, although he was a hitman.
Ah, hitman.
Tony Accardo was also known as Joe Batters for his skill in using a baseball bat and breaking bones. Born in 1906, he started his criminal career as a Capone bodyguard during the 1920s. often standing guard in the New Michigan hotel lobby with a machine gun.
Oh, wow. Fancy.
Very nice.
So that's another gangster. So we only got two proper murderers, one unsolved murder. We got a lot of gangsters in this
We got 5
bag.
gangsters so far.
All right.
But I feel like Kevin here is going to change that up.
Yeah, Kevin, I'm going to guess murderer because
You know, or else he just really likes his Tabasco.
the Tabasco murderer. I don't know. In 1983, 22-year-old Kevin Christensen was a drug abuser and drifter walking along a highway on a cold October night when a kindly 57-year-old bachelor who worked as a short order cook in Seattle, Washington, picked him up and offered him shelter. The youth spent several nights on the sofa at the older man's house and was treated well, but ultimately he decided to steal his benefactor's cash, jewelry, and other belongings, and sell them to obtain drug money.
Yes, you do.
In the early morning hours of October 24th, 1983, Christensen overpowered his host, tied him with telephone and electrical cords, gagged him, and then inserted a bottle of Tabasco hot sauce between the man's teeth to leave a gap in the gag so he could breathe. Those are in quotations,
I
by
don't
the
think
way.
he could breathe.
As he later explained, after helping himself to the helpless man's valuables, he left the scene. Christensen's victim attempted to free himself, but in his struggle slowly worked the cap off of the Tabasco jar, and the spicy condiment leaked out and asphyxiated him. So this man drowned in hot sauce.
Oh, no. I don't know if there are worse ways to go.
That's pretty horrible.
That's pretty terrible.
Meanwhile, Christensen, with the stolen goods, made his way back to his California hometown. After finding the body, Seattle police followed Christensen's trail diligently for some months. They eventually found that the hot sauce killer in California and arrested him without incident. He was convicted of second-degree murder on March 22, 1984, and sentenced to 20 years in prison. Had the instrument of his death not been so unusual, the case would have been an undistinguished robbery and murder. But it has entered the annals of crime as the only killing in which Tabasco sauce was the murder weapon. So that's murderer, but not
Murderer.
That's bad. Not as bad as these
Yeah,
guys.
that's like
So he
still
just,
a step down.
yeah, it's just a step down, and that's it. Can
That's
I go
the
home now?
peg. No, but I do have to go pick up my goldfish from the dry cleaner. So we'll be back.
Right.
I have some more cards, and we can maybe have a nice little fun day. Just,
How many cards?
nice little fun day.
Cards
Look,
are left?
it said 175. Well, you just sit tight, have a good day. I'll be back with the goldfish. He's a nice guy.
Can you hand me the water, please?
No, that's a lot of work. Just have a good day. All right. Well, it's been fun. It's another episode of Freak Critique over and done with. Oh boy. Just give a little bit of this, and we'll have a fun day.